Have you ever wished you could just speak an idea into existence? You know, a presentation, a website, a piece of art, and just have it appear? Well, today we're going to dive into some incredible AI tools that are making that feel less like science fiction and more like reality.
You know that feeling, right? You get this spark of a brilliant idea. Maybe it's a new business, a project, whatever, but then you hit a wall. You don't have the design skills, you definitely don't have the coding knowledge, or maybe you just plain don't have the time. It's super frustrating, and it's where so many great ideas just fizzle out.
Well, that's why this new wave of AI comes in. The best way to think about it is like having a creative co-pilot sitting right next to you, ready to take your vision and turn it into something real, something you can actually see and use, no matter what your skill level is.
All right, first up, let's tackle something pretty much everyone has to deal with, making presentations. We've all been there, spending hours just fiddling with templates and fonts. Forget all that. These tools let you create amazing-looking slide decks from just a few words.
So meet Napkin AI. This thing is an absolute game changer if you need to explain a concept visually and fast. You literally just feed it some text and boom. It spits out diagrams, flowcharts, infographics. It is perfect for clarifying a complex point in a meeting or a lecture without needing a graphic designer.
The real magic here is just how fast and simple it is. It's built for people who need a professional-looking visual, like right now. And the best part? While it's in beta, it's totally free to use. You can't beat that.
Now let's kick it up a notch with Gamma. See, while Napkin AI is awesome for creating that one perfect visual, Gamma builds the entire presentation for you. You just give it a topic, and it generates a whole polished slide deck. We're talking text, images, the whole shebang.
So here's the easiest way to remember the difference. Use Napkin AI when you need one killer diagram to drop into a project you're already working on. But when you need to go from a blank page to a full presentation in minutes, that's what Gamma is for.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about websites. The very idea of building one can be, well, a little intimidating, right? All that code. But these next tools are designed to get you a professional-looking site in just minutes, and you won't have to write a single line of code. I promise.
This is Framer. You start by just describing the kind of site you want, and its AI generates a beautiful multi-page design to get you started. But here's where it gets really cool. It then drops you into this super powerful visual editor where you can tweak and fine-tune every little detail. It's fantastic for really polished marketing sites and portfolios.
But hey, what if you're a fan of WordPress? I mean, tons of people are. That's where 10Web comes in. It basically gives WordPress AI superpowers. You can have it generate a new site from a prompt, or, and this is just wild, you can give it the web address of any site you like and it will try to recreate that design for you inside WordPress.
And of course, you knew we had to talk about ChatGPT. Now, it's not a website builder in the same way as the others, but it is an unbelievably powerful assistant. You can literally just ask it, hey, write me the code for a cool button or a navigation bar or even a basic web page.
But listen, this is a really important distinction to make. As you can see, it's helpful, but not a one-click site builder. ChatGPT gives you the code, but you still have to know what to do with it. It's not going to handle the design or the hosting or anything like that. Think of it as your brilliant coding intern, not the entire web development agency.
So let's just do a quick recap here. Framer is your all-in-one package for stunning design that just works. 10Web is your go-to if you want AI speed, but on the familiar WordPress platform. And ChatGPT is your coding assistant, perfect for generating those little code snippets or even writing content for your pages.
All right, now for what I think is one of the most exciting parts of all this, making art just by typing. If you need a custom image for anything, a blog post, your social media, or just for fun, you absolutely do not need to be a professional artist anymore.
First up is the big one, DALL-E 3, which you can use right inside of ChatGPT. The thing that makes it so amazing is how well it understands plain English. You don't have to learn some weird special prompt language. You can just describe what you want like you're talking to a person, and it creates these incredibly detailed images.
So, how much does it cost to get your hands on this amazing technology? Well, how about $0? That's right, you can use the powerful DALL-E 3 model completely for free through Microsoft's Bing Image Creator. That's just an unbelievable amount of power to have for free.
But what if you want more control? More knobs to turn, more options to play with? Well, then you need to check out Leonardo.ai. This platform is an absolute dream for artists, game designers, anyone who wants to fine-tune their images. It gives you all these different AI models, each with its own style, and tons of controls to get the exact look you're after.
And here's why so many creators are just flocking to this tool. Their free plan is just so generous. You get 150 credits to make images, and they refresh every single day. That lets you experiment and create stuff all the time without ever having to pull out your wallet.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground here. Presentations, websites, art. So, with all these amazing options, the big question is, which one is right for you? Let's figure out your perfect creative copilot.
So, let's narrow it down. Just ask yourself, is your main goal right now to create a really polished slide deck and you need it done fast?
Or maybe your focus is on building a professional website, but the idea of looking at code makes you a little queasy.
Or maybe you're a visual person, and what you really want is to have the maximum possible creative control over the images you're bringing to life.
All right, here's your cheat sheet. If you're all about speed and simplicity, start with Gamma for your presentations or DALL-E 3 for images. If you're craving professional design and a ton of control, then try Framer for websites or Leonardo.ai for your art. If you're committed to the WordPress ecosystem, 10Web is your best bet. And for those quick, simple data visuals, Napkin AI is perfect.
The big takeaway here is really simple. That gap between your imagination and a finished product has never, ever been smaller. Your next great idea is literally just one prompt away. So the only question left is, what are you going to create?